right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the best podcast you're ever going to see in your whole life. Properties of powers, along with exponents that are negative. I know that is thrilling to you, to say the least. Let's jump to it to make this as short as possible. So you had all of these in algebra. These are on posters in the wall if you were in Mr. Pecker or Mrs. Dodge's classroom. If you were, I'm not sure if Mrs. Lampshire has these up there or not. But regardless, when we're talking about our properties, we got to remember a couple of things. You do not need to know the names, but you do need to know that when you're multiplying two things at the same base, that you add the given exponents. So we have c to the 8th times c to the 5th. That's really saying 8 different c's times 5 more, giving us 13 total. If you are multiplying something over and over and over again, we know that that is an exponent. So if I have b to the m raised to the n, that is the equivalent of just multiplying the exponents. So our example would be x to the 12th. Whatever you have in the parentheses, you need to raise to the given power. So here when we have a times b to the m, that's why we're looking at a to the m, b to the m. It's kind of like the distributive property, though not exactly. So over here, I need to raise both 2 and s to the 4th. But then the difference being you can actually figure out what 2 to the 4th is. In this case, 16. Quotient of the powers is very similar to product of powers, only now you're subtracting. So on our example at the right here, we would have 2 to the 4th, then actually calculate what that is. Power of quotient, pretty straightforward. 0 exponent. Anything to the 0 power, ladies and gentlemen, is 1. So as soon as you see that 0 exponent, you need to understand that that is going to give you total 1. Now be careful now, because if I were to do something like this, the answer to this whole thing is not 1. In this case, you would be looking at 1 plus 6, so I've got a total answer of 7. And then finally, our negative exponents. What you need to understand here is that anything to a power multiplied by that same base to a negative power will equal 1. These are inverses to each other, and that's because b to the negative n is the equivalent of 1 over b to the n. Okay, so a negative exponent does not mean a negative value. So over here, we're looking at 4 to the negative 2nd, or in other words, 1/16. All right, so we've got a couple of practice problems here. Just a couple of things I would like to point out to you. First of all, on this example, x has the negative 3 exponent, not the 7. So you do not raise 7 to the negative 3rd. X can be rewritten as 1 over x to the 3rd, and then multiply by 7, giving us 7 over x to the 3rd. The same holds true down below on b. This negative 2 is only on the x itself, not on the 4. So when I go to take the reciprocal here of my x, you could write this in a couple of ways. The final answer here is 1 times x squared over 4. Some people get a little confused by that. So if you'd like, you could write it as the following at first. But now you're taking 1 and you're dividing by 1 over x squared. Well, that's really tough when you're doing multiple fractions. Keep in mind that's the equivalent of 1 times the reciprocal. X squared over 1, that's x squared. Oops, there we go, x squared. And we still have our 4 in the denominator. So however you choose to handle it is fine. I think this route's a lot easier of just saying the reciprocal of my denominator is the numerator. Rewrite it with a positive exponent. All right, at this point here, I'd like you to hit pause and try the following problems here, utilizing your exponent properties. All right, let's see how we did here. So first step, raise everything in the parentheses to the 5th power. Last step, multiply by 3. On B, we're going to raise everything in here to the 3rd power. So 3 to the 3rd, x squared to the 3rd, and y to the 3rd. 3 to the 3rd then is 27. And on our final one here, there's a couple different approaches we can take. Your final answer would be z to the 11 over 10. Keep in mind this 10 does not have the negative 6. So when I have a negative exponent in the denominator, we make that positive by moving it to the numerator. So you could call that z to the 5th times z to the 6th all over 10, and then z to the 5th times z to the 6th, z to the 11. All right, we got a couple more here. So I've got a negative exponent inside the given parenthesis. So my first step is going to be to tackle that. So take the reciprocal of what you have, that's 1 over x to the 3rd, and now square everything in here. So 10 squared is 100, x to the 3rd squared is x to the 6th. On E, there's really not a whole lot of work to do. This z doesn't have any z's down in the denominator, so I literally just need to square 9. And then with F, first thing I'm going to do is rearrange. Right now this is a giant mess. So we're going to reorganize this. And then 8 divided by 8 is 1. X to the 5th over x to the 4th is x to the 1st. And y to the 3rd over y squared is just y. Last but not least, this is the tough ones. So I've got a negative exponent outside the parentheses. So keep in mind, a negative exponent means we're taking the reciprocal of everything it's attached to. So now I need to take the reciprocal of this entire quantity here. So first I flip it around. That gives me a positive exponent. I'm going to raise everything in both parentheses to their given power, and then multiply. Last two here. H is a little unique. If I'm taking negative 9 to the 3rd, and I'm having that over 9 squared, I don't actually want to multiply that out. Meaning I don't want to call that 729 over 81, because now we're dealing with a math problem you're probably not familiar with. If I keep this, though, as 9 to the 3rd over 9 squared, now I can use exponent properties. 9 to the 3rd over 9 squared gives me 9 to the 1st. Z to the 15th over Z to the 11th is Z to the 4th. And multiply for negative 9, Z to the 4th. Last one here, ladies and gentlemen, is I. So just because there's no variables doesn't mean I can't handle this the same way. So first I'm going to take the reciprocal of my two negative exponents here. That puts 10 to the 5th down in the denominator and 10 squared in the numerator. 6 divided by 0.5 is 12. 10 squared over 10 to the 5th gives me 10 to the 3rd in the denominator. That's 12 over 1,000. And put that in lowest terms, or 3 over 250. All right, folks, if you need more help than this very basic intro video here, then please check out some of the other Khan Academy links that I'm going to have on the Canvas page. Keep in mind your homework for over break here is page 2 in your homework packet. Hope everybody gets a great chance to rest and relax, and we will see you after break. Take care.